rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We are welcome to this episode of Islamic Perspective. Today we'll be looking into a topic which has eaten deep into the fabrics of our society: social miscreants. A disconcerting menace. My name is Olanio Abdul Fatai. We have come to live with groups generally known as area boys, or popularly known as Ajagungbale. Then we have some other social groups or social miscreants that we can call, or that are given another name, like bandits, Egbesu boys, and so many of them like that. We have so many misdemeanors on the rise in our society. We have rape, kidnapping, armed robbery, so many of these miscreants in our society. We want to look today into the causes, the effects, or possible solutions, because many people have assumed that there's no solution to all these problems. We want to look into this topic today in order to justify, or in order to see if we could have solutions to it. With me, I have two wonderful speakers. In person of on my right, I have Malam Muhammad Olashipo Aminu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
On my left, I have engineer Muhammad Said Akorede. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We have come to live with groups, as I've said, generally known as Ajagungbale, and we'll be looking at the causes of these social miscreants, the problems, the categories, the effect, the possible solutions, and if there is going to be any solutions, we are going to be looking at it today. To start with, Engineer Korede, sir, what is social miscreants? And what are the causes of these social miscreants?
Bismillah wa alhamdulillah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We thank Allah for giving us yet another opportunity on this program, Islamic Perspective. Therein we are going to be looking at social miscreants, as said. To start with, we said social miscreants, just like is a combination of two words, making it an adjective phrase, where we have miscreants, which means something that goes against the social norms, or some set of individuals that breaks the rules and regulations of a particular society. When we have social, that is miscreant. When we have social miscreant, we are talking about a group of individuals that are causing a series of problems, havoc, disturbance to a particular society. Now, when we now look at that, can we say, how do we have social miscreant? So then, it is something that it has become a reality that is, social miscreant has come to live in almost every part of the country. Even on a very bigger approach, we could look at it as it has become a global phenomenon, whereby we have series of individuals that are graduating on daily basis to these set of groups, wherein we have so many problems that is associated with it. So, for instance, we have some set of individuals that are teamed up and glued up themselves in every areas as area boys. We have the Agberos, we have set of street courts, aside from the school courts that we are used to in those days. We have the issue of these bandits and the likes, and so many from every other communities. Even when we look deep down, no individual today will want to risk his life having his vehicle or any of it, having his relative been outside at some particular areas, especially in notorious zone. That is, we have some areas in every area that are notorious for this set of individuals. For instance, if you are in Lagos, if you are in some part of Lagos, maybe from in Agege, under the Pesnima Bridge and the like, Isale Oja in Agege, maybe places like Mushin, Ojuna in Lagos, and places, so many places like that, whereby when you look at these places, they are a danger zone, so to put, where we have a lot of things can happen therein when you get yourself at a very, you get yourself too late at those places. Even in some days, they operate on a broad daylight. When you go to places, maybe living in Lagos State, when you go to Ogun State, under the bridge and Songota, Ifo, the likes, Ojuore, and the likes, even Owode, as we are speaking to you, and even if you are in Ibadan, we have this Ojo, we have Challenge, and all these places, even in Abuja, these have become a national problem. So we could see that what could be the causes of this thing? The causes are numerous, but part of the causes of this problem, it shows that the home is failing, and as a result, the family as the most common unit of a society, the least unit of a society, is not giving out what is expected, and that is what we are seeing in every part of the world today. So one of the causes. The causes that emanated from the government is also a situation where the government is not giving necessary attention to its bulk majority of majority of its population. That is, the population of every nation is principally on the youth. When the youth are not being well taken care of, they take to whatever comes their way, and it is a norm that says that idle mind is the devil's workshop. So in a situation whereby somebody mind must be engaged in doing something, especially now. Another thing is the issue of the right orientation is not given to everybody again. In the past, there is this thing that was in our educational system, that is moral instruction, moral education. But moral education has become a thing of the past. When we have moral decadence, a generation that we have witnessed a series of moral bankruptcy, then we say we don't need to teach them moral. Even while this teaching is still going on, the society is still being on its populace by working on them not to be corrupt, not to talk of a situation whereby they were left to the judge to live on their own and decide their life the way they see it. All these are some of those things that are causes. Another thing that can be one of the causes of this social media is high rate of poverty, and this is a function of so many things. It could be as a result of injustice from the government. It could be as a result of inadequacies, not proper sharing of the God-given blessings, that is the resources. It's Allah giving resources that is given to everybody that finds himself in the land space called Nigeria. But it's not well distributed. It's just like an ironical rain, that the rain that comes from the heavens is not allowed to reach the ground. That's just the problem. So these are some of those causes that are breeding these social miscreants. To the tune that today, social miscreant has become a theme of individuals that everybody wants to reckon with them. Everybody believes they need them to survive. If you are building a house, you will see some set of people who just come up on board and say they want to come and collect their demand. Places in Lagos like Barika and the likes, if you bought a house there, you have to pay extra money to miscreants. And if you pay to a particular group, and if you are not so sure that the group you paid to are not the right group, you are paying to another group, even more than the money you bought the house. And this is what is happening. If somebody has a problem with his roofing of his house and want to make a repair, some people will come. If you bought a land, some people will just come on board and say, yes, we are the Omo-Onile. What are you saying here? I haven't collected the money from you. All these continue to happen as a result of these causes. And finally, what is the sheep of all this is godlessness that we are witnesses today. We are in a world where we now celebrate godlessness. people don't want to have anything to do with God because they believe anything with God will constrain you to be successful, so to put. If you are godly, you will have some hindrance in your progress, and this is what some of those things that are the causes of this thing. And we pray Allah to continue to be with God. Assalamu alaikum wa
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, Engineer Koride. You have really done justice to the causes of our social menace. Now, Malam Aminu, from the name social miscreants, yes. Do we have categories or kinds of social, or can we group social miscreants into some categories?
Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for these questions. Yes, even in the course of the answering the first question by the Amir, he made mention of some categories already. We have different categories of area boys of social miscreants these days. We have, they are given different names in different zones of the country. In our own part of the country here in the southwest, we call them Agberos. We have the Agberos. We have some area they call them area boys. Even area boys have categories. Even some are even more powerful than the others, even within among themselves, within the same area. Some are even more powerful, than the others. In the north, we have the Almonjiri, which some people are saying gave birth to Boko Haram and all that. We have the Besu boys in the in that part of the country, and then we also have the bandits and all that. All these are different categories of social miscreants. Even these days, we have cultists in primary schools. This is part of social miscreants. We have cultists in the primary school. We have the normal thing that when in the past, when we are cultists, everybody feel at home that okay, cultists, okay, these are people in the universities. But it has gotten so deep that even the primary school students belongs to a particular cult group or the other. These are the various categories of cult social miscreants that I can mention now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Social miscreants seems to be growing day by day, despite the fact that many people are proclaiming they are serving God. In Nigeria, I think we have, if not the largest population of worshippers who will be claiming that they are serving God. When the Christians will say they are serving God, the Muslims will say they are serving God. So many people say that they believe in God, and we believe that if there is belief in God, I think this issue should have been reduced to a minimum. But what we've discovered is that social miscreants seems to be growing day in, day out. What is the effect? What do you think, or what can you say is the effect of this on individuals and the society at large?
Now, Bismillah, alhamdulillah. I think first to say that Nigerians, we are religious, it is not something too far away from the truth. Because the largest church in sub-Saharan Africa is in Nigeria. The highest stream of individuals that plow the religion sector are people from Nigeria. Even many churches that are growing at a very speedy and rapid growth outside the country, outside the shore of Africa, maybe in America, are owned by Nigerians. So when we are talking about religiosity, we are at that. Everybody knows us for that. But are we godly? And this is the distinction. We have bundle of minds. Every now and then, every year they say they are doing Father's Day. And the comment you see on social media is that my dad is the best. And somebody's dad is that thief that we are making mention of. If everybody's dad is that, my own dad, the super dad. Everybody's dad is super dad. At the end of the day, who is that thief? Who is that corrupt? Who is that criminal? So it's the same way in Nigeria when everybody is talking about Nigeria, we are so godly, we love God. Yes, there's a difference between claiming that you love something and you are not doing it. So the distinction here is Nigerians, we knew ourselves as people that what? that love to associate, because religion is a Latin word that comes from religio, which means that as a bind between a creator and the creator. But the bind in that religion is not sin. It only sin. What we see today is what binds us to a religious center or to individual, somebody we think is a religious person. And what prompts us to the religiosity these days is our change in psyche. Religion in those days is to link you to God, but today people believe the more religious you are, the more you can solve your problem. People see religion as a problem-solving center. People see religious centers as place where you can quickly speed up your journey to success. That is, you can fast forward a lot of things by being to religious center. There you can get scholarship, you can get more influence and things like that, and you can easily satisfy your vested interest. If you are the type that loves woman, when you are in university, you can, yes, this is what we see today. So this is one of those things that we says that when people are not godly, that is, they are not Rabbaniyun. They are not people that love Allah. But they want to say, well, we are those that only at this time. That is why you see Muslims as well, that Muslims are different individuals when Ramadan comes. You will see them in the best of operationality,
Best of character.
the best of everything you will see of them when Ramadan is around. But what happens when Ramadan leaves them? And this is one of those things. The question answers that if this thing continue like this, what do we see as the effect? The effect is not far-fetched. Everybody, we are paying the price of our negligence and negligence. We are paying the price of allowing this menace to become so big that we are now looking at its panacea as something that is not easily solvable. That we're not seeing it as something that it can be curtailed within a span of time. We know the MC in Oshodi. We know the peoples like this. They are already very powerful individuals. The controls what we can call on uniform militants. The controls economy in some places. Yes. They dictate affairs of so many people. They influence. They influence the decision of election, and that is why the politicians see them that these people are relevant.
Even talking about paying the price, when you get to I'm talking directly now. When you get to some parks, and then you see the last bus that just loaded going now, so the passengers paid 200 naira. For that particular trip, you see the advert telling them that the next trip is 300 naira, and the populace are forced, and you are leaving your home, with the budget that I have 1,000 naira, 500 naira will take me to where I'm going, and the 500 naira will bring me back. But you see yourself end up begging on your way back because some area boys somewhere just felt that we just need to increase the fee because they just feel that they just need to make some money. These are just to.
So these are the situation we find ourselves. Even some places in this country have become ghettos. Ghetto is global. Yes. Every place has gotten its own ghetto. US, yeah. So, but many places in this country has people that, and then you see some people control it, and that is why it has led to a situation whereby people just wake up in the morning doing nothing. And it has led to what we are seeing today, whereby everybody is after what we call instant gratification. You just, how can I make it? Just join this set of people. There was a scenario I found myself leaving my place very early to go to Lagos one of these days, and I got to this what's the name? The toll gate area. I got there before 7. From that toll gate to where's this Ojuelegba, I could see. It's a Monday morning. I could see huge numbers of every FT men doing nothing but smoke and drink alcohol in the morning till like that. Every bus stop, is ably represented, nothing less than 50 individuals. Some are just and you know, the division of labors. Some are to go and collect. Some are just waiting as backup. If anything wants to happen, they will just and while some are just sitting on the top. We have some, they are not there at all. They have not come out. Their own, their return, the compulsory return must come to them. And this is it. And this is what we are all saying. This is, everybody is a witness to this one. Nobody can say, well, it doesn't concern me. Every facet of our life. Go to the market, you see some area boys there when you are buying something. So no, you cannot place your good there. And they're not the government. Sometimes, even the local government make use of them, employ their service because they see them as a force to reckon with. And this is where we see it as more problematic. They see them as force to reckon with. And that is why they will do a lot of things in this country and they can go scot-free. They can go scot-free because the government of the day, especially in the democratic era, they see them as tools. They can use them to disrupt election wherever they don't want election, where they foresee an election is not going to be favorable. They see them as tools. Where they see that these people, they need to be threatened for an election to be rigged. They see them as tools to go and disrupt an election, steal ballot paper and the likes. And sometimes they are used as what? Killing squad. These are reality that we can say for a nation like this, we are just saying that the nation is on a sitting on a what? Compound. It's just a matter of time. Because this is what we have seen today, degeneration everywhere. And that is why some other time, one of those these social miscreants, he said in an interview about 3 years ago that we have been struggling for this position and we are making them to, we pathway for them to become governor and the likes, a senator and the House of Rep members. Why can't we think of ourselves and put ourselves there? And he said, well, he too is going for governor. Well, how come he cannot speak English? Because he believes all the strategy and all the strategy of being there they are the tools.
They have the blueprints, yes.
So they say that something that is achievable. At the end of the day, what do we say? So this is what we are just saying, that the effect is so much. Economically, it's affecting us. Socially, it's affecting us. Because everybody that is growing up now says that, okay, this is my colleague. He's not doing anything, but he's now in jail. Because he has interpreted might as right. Do you understand? If you are very bold, and there was a time somebody was doing hooliganism around this place, and I said, "Madam, why are you doing this?" He said, "Do I know how many houses, how many cars owned by?" He named one of their kingpin around this place. Do you know how many houses he owns in this area? Do you know how many? No, sir. Do you know how many of his life have died that only him remains? Do you understand? Those that started this struggle with him, how many of them have lost their life that now remains him? But he's not saying that, he's saying that one. He's saying something that is feasible. So these are the reality today. Student doesn't want to go to school. So okay, and these are what we see even in the religious circles. The effect of us is so lengthy. The religious people always believe in them. They give them chieftaincy titles. Baba Adini, and he's a criminal. Everybody knows. So all these things is socially, politically, economically, religiously, and above all, is killing us psychologically. It's killing us psychologically. When will somebody wake up in the morning, the only thing he has to do is to go to the garage and start smoking and being very nasty, very rude, harsh, and collect money from people forcefully. And these are reality today, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the government is collecting returns from them. And this is the bane of the program, we go through. Some governments, local government, they're collecting returns from them. Even the policeman in some cases are collecting returns. So when we look at these things, and that's why we cannot finish up with this topic this week, but we are just letting us see what Allah is saying there. May Allah continue to assist us.
Thank you very much, Ajina Korede, for